If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell icon to get the latest updates.
So today we're going to start with, once we analyze this custom code analysis, job finish and scope and analysis, we will spend some time on yesterday's two questions raised. One is about the persistent memory. So I will take some 5 to 10 minutes to explain about what it is and what has been changed recently from 2019 in terms of the infrastructure that we will do. And after that, I also give some little explanation about the SSR keys request and documentation. So I just had a chance to look at the documentation. And after that, we directly proceed with the sum. So we will spend 3 days on this sum tool. So please try to focus this area more. I mean, the pre-checks, I know by now you would have got some understanding. The pre-checks is nothing but implementation of the tools and executing them, and they are very pretty straightforward. And if you have followed the exercises what was given, so that is more than sufficient to run it. So as I said, so the analysis part takes time and it needs multiple developers and functional colleagues to have a look into those recommendations and fixing them. Okay. So and rest all like implementing and corrections, all these are like your standardized activities. But those are the only three different areas, SI checks and readiness check and custom code analysis are the three different things which are applicable for this conversion as a pre-checks. I think by now you would be comfortable with that. Okay. So this sum tool is something which is a purely basis. There is only little bit of development, SPDD and SPAU, then rest all like it is us who has to be comfortable. So even though you guys have some background, I don't want to rush this topic. So because while we run the tool, I would request you, I mean, we'll go as slow as possible. There's nothing to be hurry in this. So I mean, even though we don't have a theory, you go to the sum tool folders and, you keep exploring the logs, during that particular phase when I try to run something, I'll give you the access to the URL to access, but keep exploring each and every phase, what it is doing. Okay. Anyway, I will be there to guide you screen by screen. So what we do is first 5 minutes, we spend the theory, I mean the slide, what it will do, and then we directly go to the sum tool, then we see the screens. That's how we do. Yeah. So first two things, yesterday's one we will complete, and then we will clarify the doubts, and then we will start the system, ERP system, I mean source system which is being used to the system, and I will provide you the access. And then we will start with the sum. First thing, we will start with the notes, what has to be implemented, where do you download this stuff and all we will discuss. Okay. So first let's stick to the let's go to our yesterday's thing where what we have executed. Okay. So yesterday, this one, let's open. Yeah, so custom code migration project we have ran, and the ADM3 with the name ADM328. Let's see. Okay, when I click on it directly, that's okay. It's directly taken to the home custom code project. Yeah, if you click on it, I'm just trying to show somebody from home. So this is the home page. So select the custom code. Am I audible, guys? Hello.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Yeah, good. Let me open this again. Crazy. Home page. So it says loading. I just want to see if somebody has triggered some other projects. But anyway, okay, ADM328. I can see only because I logged in with my user, so I can only see what I have executed. Okay, so yes, it is ready for scoping. So open it. You should see the job finished with warnings. That's okay. So total number of findings 240. So I mean, if you want to edit anything like scope or suppose if you want to take action on some of the scope you want to define as not needed or not in scope or scope, that you can change. So you can also delete it, and you can create deletion transport. I mean, if you are deleting something, right, in the scope object or something, so it will ask you to create a transport that subsequently you can take it to your test and, pre-production and production environments. Okay. So let's click on the scope. So as you can see, as I said, you can change the column chart or bar chart. So here you can see not in scope. Okay, they are very, let me put it into the donut chart so that, yeah. So majority of them are in scope. So let's see 1200, yeah, sorry. Let's put this one. Yeah, so 1235 are in scope out of 1246. So 11 are not in scope. So in scope by reference, there is in scope by object. So what is this one? Yeah, so details. Yeah, a number of objects in scope, that's fine. What is this? Details, let's see. In scope by reference, number of objects 11. Not in scope, also it is pointing to, yeah, not in scope, only 2 actually. Okay. So the scope definition, you can find it out here. So you can view by, so if you want to see the object type, this way anyway we have seen it. So object type and all, let's put it to the bar chart so that it is scope. Yeah, in scope dev C and dev C under this dev C, these are not in scope. So yeah, this again you can highlight it, it's not in scope. So this is all like the way you, I mean, whatever you want to have, you look at it. Okay. So basically 2 categories, in scope and not in scope, but the most important part is the analysis part. So here, okay. So, yeah, these things, these graphs, let's put it into the column chart only. Okay. So that it is easy for us to understand. Good. So this is the analysis part. The most important thing is, the beauty of this custom code analysis tool is it will identify all the modifications or all the things what your developers would have done in the system, and it categorizes according to their, some requirements. The SAP has a standard of defining them. So ADBC interface, use of ADBC, what is ADBC? ADBC, anyone has an idea?
Database.
Yes. So JDBC we heard, right? JDBC, ADBC.
Yes.
Yeah, ADBC is nothing but the ABAP database connection. JDBC is nothing but Java database connection. So, sometimes in order to establish the direct database connection, in ABAP there is nothing to be done. There is no separate drivers are needed. It comes by default. But in Java, I hope you guys have done, right? So to connect directly to the Oracle or, DB2 or Sybase, you would have installed these JDBC drivers. Okay. Similar to that, ADBC related, I mean, which of them are directly connecting to the database, such information it is giving, and what are the critical statements, so it will give you, and such problematic statement of selection open cursors without order by. So like this, it will give you a clear, analysis. So here again, if you look at it, a priority 3, priority 2, priority 1, and this one is, so the green one is the priority 1, which means they are very critical. So you have to look into them, and priority 2 and priority 3. So it will categorize like this. Okay. So, and then, so analyze findings. Let's do this. When the moment you click on the analyze findings, so it will give you a very good, graphs like we see it in the readiness check 2.0. So findings by priority, as I said, critical ones are 60 and 19 are priority 2. 3, I mean, when you click on it, it will show you the details. So first, let's see this findings by check title. Same like what we have seen, database specific, search problematic, and others. So it will give you with the title. So I mean, in database specific, if you want to have a look at it, 157 are there. Syntactically incompatible. I mean, syntax wrong. So those things you can see the 42 and others are 41. Okay. So, and findings by SAP note number. Suppose if there is a 157 has the note numbers, reference note numbers, which means you have a reference, to compare with it and what action has to be taken. Okay. So that's the good thing again with this tool, custom code analysis. it will give you, see, majority of the fixes has the notes reference to it. So you can fix it and you run this tool again, and then you'll find it reduce this number of errors. So automatic quick fixes, what we have discussed yesterday, right? I mean, from the Eclipse, there are many of them. There are 67 quick fixes available. Those things definitely with the help of your developers or by yourself. Once they confirm, you can do fix them. So 67 you can take care directly. So and again, if you want to go forward, findings by change category, technical and functional. So here also you can see how many of them are technical and how many of them are purely functional. So technical means, you have to do a quick fix or you have to do correct here when it comes to technical term. Functional means it's just a configuration change is needed. Okay. So like that, it will, how many of them are in scope and not in scope? This anyway we discussed in the first screen scope. So findings by usage information. So you keep going like this. So you will find lots and lots of insights. Okay. So and at the bottom, so here it also give you 200 findings to 40 findings. What are these findings and how score SAP note number if there is any reference. Okay. So it will give you both analytical representation and also a tabular representation. It is a very good thing. So you go each of them and for example, let me open this. It is going to the, okay, I'm opening from my local machine. So, or let me connect to the RDP. Just want to see where it takes. So advanced, proceed to 10 steps to S4 23CH. So because etc host file I have not maintained, so whenever it calls for that DNS or that domain name, not DNS, it's a domain name here in this case. Whenever it calls the domain name, it doesn't open. I have to configure my host files as well. Okay, so it is just loading it. Hold on. So we don't want to run analyze again. So just click on the analyze findings. Yep. So it has opened. So let's see. Prerequisites, syntax error. Let's see this code. What happened? It did not open it up. So this is having 10 steps. Let's see if it will show you some details. S4. Yes. So you can see what. Let me save this. You can see the code. For here itself, you don't have to get into the system. But the thing is, you can't modify or you can't do, that you need authorization and, proper action in the system. Go to a debug mode or modification with a license key, developer license key and stuff. But you can see where exactly it has happened and you can recommend the session. So that again, you don't have to go to the system and check the code. That's what I mean to say. You can define the action item by looking at this particular code itself. Okay. So as I said, if you want to adapt filters, so this is all like filter adaptation. What you exactly want to see, you can deselect it or select it. It is like using any of these interactive dashboards. In Excel, we do filtering, right? So such kind of option. So please do explore these things. But as and when you start working on this in your conversion project, but it just be familiar with it. So one good thing is about it is, becoming comfortable with these things will help you in your entire S for HANA. because after you move, I mean the interface I'm talking about. See these graphs, these buttons and all. So it is very much helpful for you, not only for this, custom code analysis or whatever it is. So you have to live with it in your entire SAP S for HANA Fury. So I said that embedded analytics and all. So each of your functionalities or the data will start showing this kind of thing. So it is very important that you're comfortable with these tools and graphs and stuff. Yeah, it is very important so that you know what to check and where to check quickly, and you can generate these beautiful graphs for presentation, etc. Okay. So any questions on this topic, guys, before I proceed further?
I have one question.
Hmm.
When you go to main screen in custom code after the analysis,
Let me go back. Let's see. Mm-hmm.
yes, when you change to scope in the below, we found that there are 1235 objects or some, so which are in scope. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
maybe by object, yes. But on the top, I see number of findings are 240. What is that 240? Is that saying that out of that 1235 objects, only 240 errors are found or something?
So yes, 240 needed action.
Needed
Okay.
action. Remaining everything is okay.
Yes, yes, yes. 240 needed action, and these are the 240 items which it has shown here.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
That yeah.
So,
Yeah. Okay.
so these are the 240 items which you need the action to take.
Action to be taken. Remaining are okay. And not in scope or anyway, we have to discard or we have to
Yes, yes,
say
yes.
it. I think. Okay.
Okay.
Clear.
Good. So, yep, guys. So done. So shall we close this topic and shall we close this instance? All of you practice, right? This instance. Are we good?
Maybe I don't know. We can keep it till today
Yeah,
afterwards.
that I
I
can
think
do.
we can just see the custom code migration cockpit a bit.
Yep, yep. Okay. So let me log into this and keep it. Cal account refused to connect. Why? Anyway, so good. I mean, we'll get back to it later. This cal, and anyway, I will keep the system open for some time. So let's come to the yesterday's question. Who has asked about this persistence? Are you in the call, please? Hello.
Yeah,
I am.
Sagar did the email.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Sorry.
Okay. So I think did I not write down this note? One second. Where is my shortcut? Content, no. SAP Notes, where are you? Yeah. So what is this note number? Did I not download it? 2618154. Okay. I've not downloaded it, but Sagar, anyway. So, as per this particular, it is pointing to, if you open it, you can see it, right? It is pointing to the help.sap.com. Okay. So, I mean, it is go to the HANA administration guide. So have you opened this, Sagar? Can you use your screen? I can't, this note?
I can't currently open. Just a minute. I'll log in.
Yes, yes, yes. Or just give me a moment, or I can also download it. Or, I mean, I just have to change the network.
No, sure. I'll open it. Just
Yeah.
a minute.
If you open it, just do it. I'll show you this one. So, yep. So this slide is ready. This is not needed right now. Okay, just share it. I mean,
Yes. Note number, please.
This note number 2618154.
2618154.
154.
Yes.
Yes. So, what it says is, from 2019 onwards, they are introducing HANA persistence memory. I will explain you what it is. So Intel has announced, one is, so you can see that Intel has announced the availability of the obtained DC persistence memory, and IBM Power Servers also provides this based on IBM virtual persistence memory. Okay, so only these two, I mean, as per this note, have come up with this infrastructure architecture. So none of the hardware providers like AWS servers or Azure doesn't have this concept yet. Okay, so there is something new concept has been introduced. I will explain you. So, but only these two hardware infrastructure providers have been providing it. Okay, and it also says the second line, if you read, please refer the SAP HANA, yeah, that one, remaining hardware vendors, is just asking us to check with them. Please refer the section persistence memory for more details on the necessary configuration.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he left just now.
To inform Nishant about this, if you are there.
Yeah, maybe I'll write in chat. Yeah, he joined.
He joined. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Okay.
So, yeah.
This
So,
time you were quick, Nishant.
one day I was 5 minutes, I was talking myself, you know. I felt so bad about it. Okay. I'm carefully checking these days. Good. So it is pointing to the HANA admin guide. And you know,
Yeah.
do you have the latest version of the HANA admin guide with you?
No, if you have a link, I can open it.
Yeah. So see, one important thing I will tell you, I mean, in your entire this basis or this thing, earlier the situation was different. Okay, a few years back things were very stable. Okay, if your senior gives you a documentation, if you follow those screenshots, things will work. But here, every quarter things are changing. Believe me, every quarter. I mean, whatever you did 3 months back, definitely it would have been changed, or SAP would have been introduced something else, because it's very quick. And SAP S/4HANA on-premise is a yearly release. Okay, yearly. But cloud, I mean, you may ask that it's a yearly release, why there are so many changes? I'll tell you why. So have you heard of the product SAP S/4HANA Cloud?
Yes, heard of it.
Yes. S/4HANA Cloud, every 3 months, it has a new, so 4 versions a year. And the thing is, SAP cannot do two product code lines separately. Even though it says as SAP S/4HANA, it has the same features or the same code line as of SAP S/4HANA. Okay, so which means every quarter these guys, you know, do some fixes or corrections, or some configurations will change and the hardwares will change. Yeah, Nitesh has pinged. So I'm also pinging you this link. Okay, take this one. Hope this is the same both of us given. Yeah. So open that. I will open it. Wait, I will share you. Yeah, let me take control.
Okay, okay, sure.
Share now. Hello. Yeah, let me know once you see my screen. Yeah. So take it, and whenever you are reading, be careful. You read this, so it's a public. So the document public means it is available for everyone. So SAP HANA 2.0 SPS05, this is the latest version, and document version is September 24. Okay. So these things you have to be very careful when you are reading, or maybe see, knowledge purpose, most of the concepts are same, but when I'm talking about implementing into the customer, I mean, when you are recommending or in your conversion mode, so if you are recommending something, always refer to the latest version, and you should know where to get what is exactly. Okay. So in this one, so this one is around, initially when I started 1511 HANA, that time HANA document was 750 pages. Now it has grown to 2300 pages, 2100 pages. So let's do quickly. Search with word persistence. Yeah, we reached. So yes, there is a section you see, percentage data storage in SAP HANA database, persistent memory. Okay. So we'll get back to this. We open it and we have it ready. So have you ever, are you comfortable with the term, this persistent layer? And with this, did you understand what is this persistent storage? What is a memory? So I'll
Yep.
give you a brief. You comfortable with this, or I shall explain? 5 minutes. So see,
Uh,
what has been changed? It is important to understand what has been changed now. See, memory. You see in this screen, you have 3 layers. Entire SAP HANA has the 2 layers, if I have to put. So one is the memory, which is nothing but the RAM. I mean 128 GB, or in our case it is 128 GB. And another one is the log volume and the data volume. So we call this as the persistent storage. So far what we have from HANA for persistent storage is disks or the standard disk. So can you tell me, you have the RAM, and why do I need the persistent storage? Right? You have anywhere, it's an in-memory database. All your data is in memory. So why do you need the persistent?
it's
Failover?
volatile in memory.
For
Mm,
failover?
In case of power failure.
Yeah. It's a volatile memory which is in RAM.
exactly. Exactly. So in case of a power failure, okay, so you need to have the consistent state of the things. RAM means the moment the server crashes, everything goes off, right? But the tricky thing is when you start the system again, I mean power failure happened, and when you restart the system or general restart or just try to restart, okay? So during the restart, how HANA, because the whole thing has to come to the memory, right? It takes time. So you have a database of 7 TB, let's take your example. 7 TB of data, and 90% of the data is in column store that we discussed, right? So business data, most of the business data is in column store. I mean, only write transactions are in row store. Row store is fine, forget about it, nothing to do. Anyway, it has to go and write to the database, I mean, to the disk, okay? But column store, so all these tables, if you load to the memory, try to assess it, guys. When you restart the system, just imagine when you restart the system, so all the tables from these disk has to be populated into the memory, right? RAM. Then only your thing is faster. I mean, your system is faster. So then how long it takes the restart? So 7 TB of, or let's say 90% means 6 TB of tables has to load to the memory. How much time it takes? So you're getting the point. How HANA
Yes.
is handling such situation? Restart.
Understand.
Understand? So how? I mean, any views? So then your restart should take 2 hours, 3 hours, or
Yeah, hours.
yeah, hours it should take. But how much time now it is taking? Just 10 minutes you are restarting HANA, right? Yeah, it takes time. 10 minutes is also a big time, because very important interview question, guys. I mean, when you go with any higher level positions in other companies are very important in question. Why, how HANA is able to, because definitely it loads the table, there is no doubt. So for the memory, it definitely loads the tables, or else then how memory gets the data, I mean views and all get generated. So how HANA is handling such a situation? How come within 10 minutes HANA is starting, even though it has, it has to load the tables? Okay, still I have not come to that persistent memory. Don't get confused, Sagar. Okay, I am still talking about the traditional architecture. So when you restart the system, definitely it has to load the tables to the memory for it to be faster, but you can't wait 3 hours or 4 hours for just a simple restart. So how does this been taken care? Okay, can someone, any ideas?
I don't
From
know,
what
Mohan,
I
you
know,
think?
Loading only priority tables
There
yeah,
from
was,
columns.
yeah.
yes, yeah.
From what I know, yes, all the business tables won't be loaded automatically.
Hmm.
As and when they access, they will be stored in the memory. And during the restarts, it's just based on the priority what we set. By
Hmm.
default, it will be 5 from what
Hmm.
I remember. So
Yes,
if you
yes,
need some table to be loaded during the restarts, you need to change the priority and manage them.
exactly.
And there
So
is also some stats collected for the before the restart. Which tables are in column are loaded fully.
yes. So, yeah, exactly what you guys said is correct. So, not all tables get loaded to the RAM. Okay. So, HANA loads only the, the important tables based on priority or whatever it is. There is a parameter, reload tables parameters also. So, it will load only the few tables. Okay. But it will do in the background. So, your system will be up and running, and your I mean end users will be able to access it. So at that particular time, if he tries to access that another table, it acts as a road-based database and it goes to the persistence layer or the disk and it will give him. Okay, he doesn't even realize that because it's just some milliseconds time extra it takes and it gets it. But as soon as it goes and get the data and that table will update, and only for the first time he feels that, and then immediately when he starts working on it and it gets loaded. So as per the end user's request at that particular time, in that particular duration, 2 minutes or 3 minutes, as per the end user's request of the tables, it will populate the data, and in the background it starts loading it. So there is a concept called lazy loading. Okay, lazy loading means as and when a person hits, then only it starts activated. Okay, that is the lazy concept. With the in Java also some process, only when end user calls that particular service it starts like that. Only when the end user is trying to access that particular table, it loads at that particular time. Okay, at that particular 2 minutes or 3 minutes. But after some time, after some time, it keeps on loading from the backend, and then it loads it to the RAM after some time, and everything will be available. Okay, that is how HANA, even though it is a in-memory database, because it's a drawback. It's a not drawback. It's a shortcome of this architecture. When you are loading into the RAM, you should know your restart should take more time. Okay, how do you handle this? Is how SAP or HANA handles in terms of the restart. Okay, in case of a power failure, where is this slide? Okay, power failure. So power failures, very simple. Okay, so let's go back to our slide. So you see it, memory, you have the full data RAM, data is available. So the concept is very simple. From the memory, every 5 minutes, save point, they call it as a save point. Every 5 minutes, it keeps pushing this data to the disks. So when it pushed to the disks means persistent storage, which means it is available, and from this disk you can take the backups and whatever. That is anyway our standard architectures. Leave it. Okay. So now the second thing, log is always, it is every second or every millisecond, it keeps on updating as per the transactional redo logs. Okay, it is as similar as our Oracle or DB2, that concept. So the only thing is data from data from memory is every 5 minutes it keeps pushing it to the data volumes. Okay, that is with the it is a synchronous or asynchronous, tell me. So writing to the data volumes is synchronous or asynchronous?
Asynchronous.
Sorry, asynchronous or synchronous? It is an
asynchronous. It's asynchronous.
Yes. So see, from writing from memory, let's take the, it's an in-memory database, means everything, 95% happens on the in-memory only. Whole calculations, aggregations, you name whatever it is. All database operations are happening in memory. Simple. Keep it that in mind. So from this memory, okay, the redo logs, writing and insertions, deletions, such things, whatever the changes, definitely synchronously goes to the redo logs. That is clear. So log writing is a synchronous operation. Okay, as and when you try to modify the data, it goes to the log volume. It's a synchronous operation. So, but data every 5 minutes it is taking asynchronously. Okay, which means you change the data now, but after 5 minutes it will take the state of the memory or the state of these tables to the data volumes. Okay, writing to the data disks is an asynchronous operation. Every 5 minutes it will run. That is why there is no performance impact on when you are copying the in memory to the data disks. Okay, so which means we are sending it to the persistent. So redo logs is synchronous. As and when you try to change, it immediately goes to the log volume, redo log. But a data disk, every 5 minutes there is a save point. Okay, now for example, what's the time now? 9:40. So 9:40 is the time the save point is completed. So 9:43 there is a power failure. Okay, how your HANA get into the point in time? Okay, without data loss. How does it deals with that situation? You getting my point? What I'm trying to ask. So now you have 9:40, you have a save point, but 9:43, before the next save point or in between, the power failure. So, and when you restart the HANA, how does it get into the point in time recovery without data loss?
You take the logs from the redo logs, it will do the recovery part. So restore it will do from the database persistence layer as a data file,
Exactly.
And then from the log files, it will do the recovery.
Exactly. So this is what I'm trying to say. So here you have a save point, yellow point number 1, 940 you have a save point, or 940, this is the point, you have a save point. And then, as I said, read log is a synchronous operation. So this will have every point in time or every second, whatever the change is happening in the data, it has the state. Okay. So when there is a power failure in between, what it will do is it will use this 940 save point. Okay. So which means 3 minutes before. In our case, 943 it has happened. 940 you have a save point. It takes the previous save point, and for that 3 minutes it will use these logs. As I said, it is a synchronous operation and it has all the things. It just do a recovery of those logs and ensures that it will go to the to that point in time recovery. We don't lose any data. Okay. So yeah, I use the term lazy reloading of the tables to keep the restart time short. This is the concept they use. Okay. Lazy reloading of the table means at that particular time, if an end user tries to access it, it will try to load the table. If not, it will do slowly, loading into the in-memory. Okay, that's the lazy reloading, that concept they use it. Good. So now we understand. This is how HANA from memory to the persistent storage, this is what is happening. And from these data volumes, you can run the backup. So when you run a HANA database backup, okay, does it have any performance impact on the system?
No.
Okay, in Oracle?
Yes.
Sybase?
Not sure. I think so.
Okay. So yes, this is another important thing you have to consider. Another interesting question. So yes, in DB2, Sybase, and in all traditional database, based on the architecture you define, when you run a database operation, it does has an impact on the performance. Okay, that is why we run the backups during the less load times, right? Night time or weekends, we schedule this DB13 scheduling, backup scheduling. The reason is, so there is no memory there, right? There is no concept of this memory in a traditional database. Everything works on this disk or this persistent, this storage only. So then when you try to run a job here, then definitely your end users transactions may have an impact. But in a HANA, there is no end user impact. Reason? Can you explain the reason? Why there is no impact when you run a backup in a HANA?
Because backup runs on the persistence layers, not on the RAM memory.
Exactly.
So it will just back up the data logs of the system, and the redo logs will be backed up separately. So that's the reason it will not be impacting at all to the performance.
Exactly. So your entire database operations are happening in this memory. Your all data of 7 TB or 6 TB is available over here, right? In memory only. So then when you take this disks will get synchronized every 5 minutes. Every 5 minutes it will get the state and it will update it. So whatever you do on the data volumes or these logs, so it has no impact on the end user, because end user is worrying about this memory, and your backup operations is not at all touching this in memory or the RAM. So they're just doing it at disk level, right? So that is the difference of HANA when it comes to the other traditional database. It's a good thing. Okay. So here you can schedule anytime you want. So there is no impact on the performance or the end users. Good. So now you got some clarity on this memory and the persistent storage. Now the problem here. Okay. So still there is a problem and there is an improvement scope, right? As I said, 7 TB of data, and when you restart the system, the lazy tables and end users tries to access, then only it loads. Still there is a scope for improvement, right? Because this memory is not persistent. Okay, this memory, the RAM always, so DRAM. So if you ask in our normal terminology, we call random access memory RAM, but in technical terms, they call it as a DRAM, dynamic RAM, dynamically changeable random access memory. So this is not persistent, right? Still there is a gap, loading. Yes, SAP has introduced lazy loading or thing, but still, if you can make this memory persistent, if you can come up with an architecture instead of pushing to the data disk every 5 minutes and making sure. So if you can make this memory failure, for example, if there is a restart of the or a power failure, if this memory is persistent, then you don't have to load the tables. There is no need to be lazy concept or whatever it is. Immediately that the system will be up and it has everything in place, and then your system as quick as possible. I mean, you can start working on jobs or whatever it is, right? So yes, that is what we are going to talk now. Persistent memory we are going to talk. Okay, it's a persistent storage. This is fine. Persistent layer they call it. So how you can make this? See, currently this memory is not persistent, right? That is the problem. Okay, whenever there is a power failure, then it has to read the last save point, and then it has to read the read logs, and then it has to get into that recovery has to done. Maybe small changes, but it's a big database. I mean, it may take some time. So that is where these guys have come up. Okay, so persistent memory. Okay, so far this is clear, guys, what I'm talking about, this persistent memory. So what these guys have come up is, they came up with an architecture. Okay, they came up with an innovation that, hey, this memory also I can make it as persistent. Okay, I don't know what technology they came up. So what they invented, they came up with a concept. So I can make this memory also persistent, so that in case of your restarts or in case of your power failures, you don't have to do this save point reading and all these things. My memory can handle immediately. By default, my architecture itself is a memory itself is a what do you call persistent. Okay, this is the concept. Persistent memory, non-volatile RAM we call it as, also referred as storage class memory, supported HANA as a persistent storage. Okay, so persistent memory is an emerging class of memory that combines the qualities of DRAM. DRAM means, don't confuse, it's a RAM. I mean, what we use in generic terminology, and flash storage, and bridges the gap between disk storage and main memory. Okay, you understand what was the gap? So this is the disk storage and this is the main memory or the RAM, and we have a gap when during a power failure or restart. So this persistent, they are trying to make this memory as a persistent so that it will address that particular problem. Okay. So the latest information about this feature, I think we refer to the same note. Okay. So the persistent storage functions as a DRAM memory and is used specifically for main data fragments where approximately 90% data, obviously we know that. So what they're trying to say is, in their architecture, 90% of this RAM, right? So whatever they have, this 90% of the RAM can act as a persistent memory in case of restarts. So it is going to take care of the persistence. I mean, it doesn't have to read the save point and stuff. Okay. So this is, I mean, the HANA save points and all, whatever I've explained, this explains the same. So is this clear, Sagar? Does it give you some understanding now?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So this is what exactly they have come up with. So I have never used it, Sagar. So as the note mentions, 2019 they have introduced. Now we are in 2021, but still it takes time, Sagar, because nobody is going to take risk of putting their memory in the persistence. Okay, because 7 years of proven technology versus 1.5 year of proven memory. But yes, maybe after some time people may adapt it, but I am apt to use it. Okay. So next time when I have a chance, and the problem is only IBM and Intel are providing. So if it is in Azure or AWS, definitely I would have built a server and I would have seen it, because it's just 1 hour time for me, right? So I can build the AWS server on HANA and using HANA, and I would have seen how it behaves and stuff. I could have done it. I mean, by crashing the system manually. So how long it takes, I mean, I know how to check that one. So, but anyway, good. So this part is clear now, guys. Let me close this PPT. So now,
I have questions on that, but
tell me.
yeah, as we are talking about persistence memory and keeping everything in memory itself in persistent memory concept. So I am thinking about the restart time for that, as everything will be on the RAM itself. So would it be faster or will it be the same or slower?
No, it should be, it has to be faster. It must be faster. See, currently the restart is taking longer time. The only reason is from the storage, it has to load the tables to the memory. That's the only reason. There's no other reason. Okay. In persistent memory case, if their architecture or the server, if they're making the entire data in the RAM persistent itself, means restart, it is like your Oracle, it should start in another 2 to 3 minutes. It should not take 10 minutes. Got it?
But in this persistent memory is not for entire memory, as I see. In hardware sizing report, you see only the column storage memory, whatever it is only classified as persistent,
Yes,
not
in
row
that book,
tables.
in that admin guide also they mentioned. So what is the column store? 90% of your data in column store only, right?
Yeah. That column store will be there, and remaining OS or what HANA server, everything will be in dynamic RAM only.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So I mean, in a HANA, 90% of the business data is in column store. That we have agreed, right? Only the OLTP or the transactional data will still have to use the row store tables, but 90% they have put it into the columns tables. So when they say column storage means it is we are by default 90% of the RAM we are being used for that. Okay. So good. Any further questions before I move to this SSCR keys topic?
Just one update
Yeah.
that at our company side we have an ad hoc meeting at 12 o'clock today.
Okay.
So we'll need 15 minutes of time so that we listen to that and come back to you at 12:15.
Okay, just remind me
Yeah.
at that particular time I will stop it and then we'll take a quick break and then as soon as you are back then we can continue. Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Thanks, Nishant.
Yeah, it's not a problem. So yesterday who has asked this question? Abira or someone Rama?
Yes, Nishant.
Okay, good Abira. So yes, yeah, we went to this screen. Okay, this is the license key screen you have to go. I will tell you. Let me close this. So help.sap.com, you always use this guide, guys, reference. It has all the diagrams, architecture, and also I always refer to this thing, guys. So I don't tell you to refer to my PPTs, okay? Even though I prepared the content, but don't refer to them. Always go to, that's why wherever applicable in the slides, I will try to put the notes itself because I don't want you to follow this and do mistakes. I mean, if there is something change, always refer to this thing. So this is the link, Abira license keys link. So again, here I'm trying to, how I used is different, but when I checked into the latest this thing, so I see the steps have been changed a little bit. Okay. So go to this developer and object keys SSCR. Okay. So request keys through the key application and you have this contact your company super administrator. I believe you have this one. So if you want to have the help Abira, so you click on this. So it has the complete, I mean, I'm not sure, did you follow all these steps, Avira? I mean, a similar approach I foresee. If you an developer wants to change SAP sources, I think this is your use case. Objects in an SAP system, the system will prompt for two keys. Okay. So one is a developer key and then second one is object key. So here it will says 1, 2 and the description is given over here. Developer key to register a particular user as a developer. So first thing, your developer has to be registered as a with the developer key. This key must be entered only once. Okay, one. And then object key, the second one. Okay, so object key to allow changes to SAP source code or SAP dictionary object. I feel this is what is your requirement. An object must be registered when it's changed by a registered developer for the first time. Okay, I don't know how they. I can only tell you that how to register it and how to do it and how they change it. I'm not aware of it. So both keys can be requested through this particular application. Exactly, you follow this line by line, then it should work, Abira.
Yes, yes. So for object key, we didn't need it. I just needed a developer key for the time being. So I was not able to. For object key, I think the developer will send the object name as well. So that requirement I didn't have at that time.
Okay, so starting the application, you click on this. So one, software change registration, and then two, if the style is not shown in your laptop, this style doesn't show you means use the icon in the launch of upper left and follow this one. Basically, it is wanting to go to this screen. So once you go there, you can see left panel and right panel. So your company keys, developers, you can see who are your developers in your company. Okay. So objects, what all objects can be modified, you can see this. Download SSC, if it is already existing, you can download it. So click on this My Registrations, you will find these details. So the left again, this is a description of the each point, left navigation and right navigation. So customizing the list of keys. So you select the user and one is download option, filter option and short this. How do you read? You can download the key basically. So, and then again, filtering. Filtering we don't want to do. So customing label or label, I mean, this is how you work with that one. So registering the new developers. Okay. So register. So here you have to keep developers, register, and then you give your details, allow my space in your use. First you have to register as a developer. Okay. Follow these steps and register, and registering the new objects. And then again, you have to register your object. So with these details, basis release, so on, so on, and then you have to request SSR keys from the, this is it to the reassigning. Okay. So this is how, once you register, I think that's it. It means it will generate you the key.
Yes.
Yeah. So please follow it, Abhira. It's very clean and see, this is how download the SSCR keys. I mean, you go to your username, select your username and take the SSR key and then use that one. Reassignment, all the steps are clearly mentioned here, Abhira. Okay. So try this. So if you still have issues, then you have to raise it to the service.sap.com.
Yeah.
So,
No, maybe you can, generally we follow the same process which has been showed here. Actually we follow the same steps, but you can send me this link. I will just recheck if anything has missed, or if it's not missed, then certainly there might be some changes with S4HANA.
okay. So, I mean,
Thank you.
I pinged you this. So see also, I mean, I'm trying to find the component which you can raise. So let me see, where is it? No, these are really tricky. I know sometimes they're frustrating, but these days SAP, I don't know those anyone who has more than 10 years of experience. So earlier SAP's documentation is not as good as what is today. I'm not sure if you guys have seen that Java when they gave this portal. So their documentation is horrible that time. You know, you have to search in Google and find the, but here guys, always go to the, as I said, go to the help.sap.com or support.sap.com. SAP is giving a wonderful documentation these days. Okay, for each and every task, you don't have to Google it at all. So just go to the, or help.sap.com, put your product name, and then see there is an admin guide, operating guide, everything they're giving. Okay, please, I will show you another example when we are working with some. So these days, you don't have to search for Google. So, and believe me, searching is also an important aspect. You know, you should know where to check. That is also a very good aspect. So it will help you to quickly troubleshoot the issue. Okay. Good. If you put in Google and somebody, some old documentation, old notes and everything, you know, people just put it over there in blogs and all, that is, may not be relevant, especially in SAP S4HANA case, believe me. Okay. So, because they might be giving 1511, 1610 and stuff, it is not useful, but always come to this help.sap.com and get the documentation. Good. So, any questions guys, before we move to the next topic? So these two questions are answered. So what I will do is, any questions?
Yes, Nishant, maybe I have a question from the topic you explained regarding HANA memory. So maybe I missed to understand somewhere, but the disk, the persistent storage will be maintained in the disk, like will be included in the disk storage, right?
Yes.
Okay, so disk storage also includes the OS, whatever the memory will be required for running the process and the OS parameter and everything also?
That is, no.
So what actually will be there? Only the persistent storage will be there in the disk storage, or it includes some other memories or storage as well?
See, disk is nothing but your hard disk, laptop hard disk.
Hmm?
You getting my point? So disk is nothing but it's a laptop hard disk, or your laptop, you connect a hard drive, right? I mean, hard disk, you connect 1 TB hard disk or whatever it is. Disk is just, it's a database size. It's a physical data. Okay. So, I mean, RAM is separate. Okay.
Okay.
So what do you mean by the processes and all? So the disk is nothing but it's a complete database, database disks we are talking about when we talk about persistent storage. Okay. So if you are referring to the, / HANA profiles or environment system backup. Okay. That is not the persistent storage. See, there are two varieties of backups you may need to run in the system. One is the file system backup. So which will take backup of USR SAP SID, USR SAP SAP MNT, environment variables or entire your server configuration will be taken as a file system backup. Okay. And the another one is we are talking here only about the HANA database table data where it is going to store. It is in the persistent storage, which are nothing but your disks, which is equivalent to your laptop's D drive or E drive, right? Hard disk. So it is as similar as that. Okay. Clear?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, good. Yep. So what we do now is, I mean, before we get into this, we'll just quickly trigger the solution which needs for us, I mean, for the running the sum tool and all. So we'll just take 2 minutes. So, I mean, why I do it in this, I mean, I could have triggered it before, but I want to do it in this session. The reason is, you know, it is good for you to know how to be comfortable with this one. In this company or anywhere you are, whenever you want to practice something. So if you have an AWS account, your personal account or your company's account, so you can use the system and you don't want to spend too much of time in setting up the system, file system and all these things. So these are all trial versions are available for 1 month free. I mean, whichever system you want. Okay. Build the system quickly. So like we are building within 60 minutes. For example, I am taking this OpenSAP. So what we are going to do is, this system. So it is our source system only, but it is just that it is with the status of we fix the, let's assume that we have fixed the simplification items. We have fixed the readiness check recommendations. We also fixed the custom code applications and everything. So all these things are taken care and it's a copy of that particular source system. You have same ERP system with the status of implementing all the recommendations with various tools we have triggered so far. Okay. So which means we are ready. I mean, we are in a phase of cutover date. Okay. On that particular date or 1 week before we are starting the sum tool. So that is the phase we are in now. So which means all the 6 months of preparation is done. Now we are at the end phase where we are running the sum tool. Okay. So that is why we are using this SAP ERP source system after prep steps before running the software update manager. It's just that particular state of the system. Okay. We are building this. Let's build it. No, not calculation of the cost. Leave it. I don't want to do this. So let's create the instance. So it takes time. So by 1 hour, it will be ready. So choose an existing account. So let me go to the advanced mode. So adding an account I have shown you. So choose an existing account, FTD AWS. So name, let me give the second underscore ERP underscore sum. Okay, we use it for this one. So we use the same password. Say P3CH. Okay, so let's try to use the public static IP so that we don't have every time when it restarts. So this is the cost for it, and if you don't use it, still you have to pay $140 per month. Okay, so then step 3. Good. So it is going to build us the ERP system with 35 GB of RAM. That is more than sufficient for our conversion. So if you want to increase, so you can increase, I mean, you can go up to 60 GB. So this, see, you can see the SAP certified. So we are taking an AWS. So it is very important, guys, whenever you use, ensure that the servers are SAP certified. 2, 3, all of them are SAP certified, even from AWS. So Windows Remote Desktop, it is just 16 GB. That is sufficient. And HANA, it is taking 128 GB because here we don't have any application servers or anything. This is sufficient. And this is the OS size, and we are not going to change anything. And the access, you can restrict it to only your IP, but in this case, we are all at different locations. Let's take this thing. So let me set the password, master password. I mean, master password means for all the relevant DD or anything, the system will have the same password. So okay. So then step 5. So it's just I want to manually suspend in. Oh, it is taking. I don't want this to take this time. Do we have anything like Asia Pacific somewhere? It is 5:30. 1 second, plus 5:30 should be hour. Yeah, because entire server time will be set in this one, it will confuse like anything. Okay, so let me save it. So let me create it. So M5 large, that's okay. Good. So store this thing, because for us to access the server, we need it. Close. Close. Okay. So I will keep this instance for today. This S4HANA additional custom code and all. If you want to do it today, because tomorrow onwards we will focus much on the this particular sum and others. Okay. So third one also I prepared, but I don't want it. Let me terminate, because this may have a problem with the IPs and stuff. Okay. We can deploy it again, because I don't want this instance to fail with IPs not available and stuff. Good. So now let's go to our main agenda. So this part will be seen. Good. So we have completed 4 modules so far. So now we are entering into the 5th module, which is sum. Good. Present. Okay. So this is our screen where we are now. So select preparation steps. So manual preparation activities, SAP Notes, ASU, some guides, application guide, that we will do. So and the third activity we are in now. So conversion prepare phase we did. All of them is completed. So I mean, by the end of the course, we are going to cover this these 7 steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We are at the 3rd step now, manual preparations. Okay. And then we perform the sum prepare part, and then we do the execution part with the DMO and conversion, and then we do the post update first. Anyway, this is the overview of where we are now. So again, just to give a quick update, 1, 3, 4, 5, I mean, these checks we have executed. We are at a particular status where we are running this sum on the ERP system, and all the recommendations we have implemented in the system, and that is the source system we have built now. Okay. Now let's come to the sum 2.1. So can somebody explain me what is the sum 1.1 and 2.0? What is the difference and when you use which tool? Anyone?
Sum 1.0 usually we use for the Java systems now, and sum 2.0 we use above than 740 NetWeaver.
Okay. So in your landscape, do you have systems, ABAP systems 740 and lower?
Yes. So there it will we will use sum 1.0, and other differences are like when we go to the advanced mode, there is no advanced mode in the sum 2.0. It is only in 1.0 for ABAP it is. Yes. And other thing I forgot it. One more thing was there difference.
Yeah, we will get back to that. So good. So yes, what you said is right. So sum 2.0 is used for the ABAP with 7.50 and higher. I mean, basis component. This is the, I mean, all our bases are, NetWeaver, I mean, basis activities are compared with this component guys. Just keep that in mind. SAP basis is our reference. Okay. So if your ABAP system is 740 and lower, then you use the sum 1.0. So and in Java, we always use the sum 1.0. Okay. So they don't, the SAP is not even interested to develop a 2.0 for Java. Okay. So that is the level of SAP's determination to get rid of both Oracle and Java. Okay. Good.
Yeah, there is, I remember it now, there is a CRR concept in sum 2.0, but it was not there in sum 1.0, which will reduce very effectively our downtime. Like downtime will be reduced so much that it will be run, I think if a downtime is 4 hours, then it will become for half an hour or 1 hour only with CRR concept.
Yeah, they are coming up with a lot of concepts, but believe me, see, that is for SAP to make money. See, whatever these concepts they come up with, right? This CRR or near zero downtime. Have you heard of it?
Yes.
Okay. So these are all are like, SAP is coming up with to make SAP by themselves money. I will explain you why. See, it is simple. The standard configuration is the best and we all use. I mean, single system configuration also recently they have removed it. I mean, for a conversion, definitely there is no single system.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Conversion, we have to go with the standard. I'll tell you why SAP is coming up with these concepts. See, these NJDM and these things, right? You need, a lot of tuning of these objects and tables. Okay. Who can do that level of tuning and objects, tuning of the tables and objects? Only developers who have developed those components. SAP APPL, SAP whatever, those SAP standard objects. That's the only way. I mean, the conversion, how do you reduce the downtime? Because they are taking time to build or convert, right? So basically they have a concepts like in the online itself, they will try to tune it, but that tweaking can only be done by SAP. So only the SAP guys who have developed those components have that understanding. So what SAP will tell you is, hey, to the customer, see, I have a concept called a near zero downtime and I will provide you my consultants. So they will do it and they will charge you this much. So they don't go to any third party vendors. I mean, when I say third party vendors means IBM, Accenture, you are all supporting, right? SAP support to particular client. Okay. So this NJTM definitely, you may try it, but I strongly suspect that you will fail in doing the conversion. NJTM.
Yeah, that is, I think, for the conversion only, that nearly zero downtime, which you are telling. That only SAP provides the support as of now.
Yes,
no one they have given it.
Exactly. So SAP, what they're trying to do is they're trying to take the support also to themselves and they to make the money. They will charge consulting hours and project scope and all. Anyway, we'll come back to that when we discuss about this NJTM and all. But the thing is, we have this some 2.0 and some 1.0 and the CRR concept I'm not aware. I will check it out. Yeah. So in Java, I don't know. I've never heard of it.
No, not in Java. It's for ABAP only. At the end, like it's for the nearly zero downtime when we select, it will go for the, I forgot the complete, what to say. But what it will do in before downtime, it will automatically register all the applications, tables and everything. It will try to convert whatever is not used. And it will be replicating till the time you don't go for a downtime.
Yes,
it will keep on replicating all the things.
Yeah, okay, that is a different name. I'll show you this one.
I forgot the name. Yeah.
No, that is called downtime. That is a downtime minimized conversion. That is okay. Downtime, we have it. I will show you. I think I will we will discuss that. Okay. Yes, that I understand your concept. That concept is available. I will explain when that screen comes. Okay. So yes. So and the thing is, who will give you this? Okay, that is fine. If you have this knowledge of these components, you will decide which sum tool to develop. But in general, who will let you know that which version of the sum tool to use? Which tool will let you know?
That maintenance planner only will download the
in the slide
correct version.
Even if you don't know, don't worry. Components and all rely on the maintenance planner. The moment you define the target stack, it will calculate your current stack, what is your basis version and stuff, and then it will suggest you, hey, go for some 2.0 and so on, so patch level and stuff, and you can download that from there itself along with your components. Okay, so just for your information to have a clarity on this thing. Now,
yeah, I got the full form. It's change, recording, and replication. It happens for CRR frame.
Yes, same concept.
Yeah.
This comes in the downtime minimize optimization. You check that.
Yes.
Downtime minimize optimization. It comes under that one. Okay. Good. So you can go to click on this link, all of you, support.sap.com SL tool test. SL tool thing. I will show you what all you can download from there. This is also, you don't need an S user to download. So if you click on that, okay, so it will directly takes you to this screen. So we are going to do the system maintenance. Okay, just scroll up. So here you have an option, software update manager, and you have an option near zero downtime and NZDM Java 1.0 SP22 spam saint leave it. Okay. So, and then system maintenance scenarios. So we have in general 4 maintenance scenarios: software update or upgrade using some. It's a normal thing which you do regularly. Second thing is database migration option. So DMO using some. Third option, system conversion to SAP S/4HANA using some. Okay. Second option is simple. See, the first version is straightforward. It is what is it? It is just an upgrade. Second option, database migration option using some. It is like a database migration. For example, you have a system with ERP Sybase and you want to move to ERP HANA. Okay, there is no conversion, just normal migration, guys. One database to the another database. So what are the options you have to do that? Can you explain me? See, you have an ERP system on Oracle database. Let's take your example, Oracle database. You want to move the same ERP to the HANA database. How do you do it?
With DMO.
With DMO, we can do it.
No. Here you can see on the screen, and so you are saying that. But
and even with
system copy you can do like with SW.
Yes.
No.
System copy. What do you mean by the system copy? Is it a backup restore or
Export import?
Heterogeneous system copy, like exporting this database from Oracle and then importing using SWPM.
Yes. So, I mean, I have never used this database migration option using some for only system migration. I mean, only when I am moving to this, but yes, you can use it, this tool. But I always prefer my, hundreds of times I have done the migrations, which is export import method. Okay. So I always use that particular thing, migration whenever I am doing the database migration. Okay. So, and there, there is one more interesting thing in database migration. So they have come up with a concept called parallel export and import. Okay. Have you heard of that? So
yes, I used it in one of the client, and there it uses the soft copy where it parallelly copy the file to the target version.
That is very good. I mean, it works very nicely. Even I did one conversion. So, I mean, I just wanted to try that parallel export and import. Definitely it saved some time and it is very good. So export import is very robust and very good when it comes to the direct export. I mean, when you are migrating only the database. Okay. So yes, this is the second option. I mean, some also you can select the database migration option. It also do the same thing. I mean, similar functionality as your the tool, but it's just that doubt thing. I mean, we are not comfortable in this one, but after this, you may feel comfortable about this tool also. I mean, after this conversion. Okay. So system conversion, definitely there is only one tool is available, which is this sum tool with the DMO option. Okay. So, I mean, this is our use case now. I mean, what we are Sybase and ERP system, we are moving to the SAP S/4HANA. Then definitely we have to look into the downtime optimized conversion. This is what you are talking. Somebody was mentioning system table replication and all, right? So this is the second option, downtime optimized conversion approach using SUM 2.0, where it will take the copy of those unused tables and then later create. It is a little bit complicated. Okay. So, but what we are going to use is this particular thing, standard option. I mean, where multiple times it has been provided. And the latest is SUM 2.0 SP12 is available. And suppose if you are starting the project this time, you always use the latest SUM version of this thing and guide. Yes, you can click on this. So here, converting SAP systems to S/4HANA using Software Update Manager 2.0. Be clear and confident that which help page you are referring to. So you can download the PDF or you can do the access HTML directly. It is up to you. So whichever is comfortable for you, either you can download it, but I always use access.html. Why? Can someone tell me? Why would I don't recommend to use the PDF than this one?
To have up-to-date information.
That is it. That is why I've been telling. So, it's very simple, guys. But I know we all are habituated to take the PDFs and have it and ready, and but make this habit. I mean, make it as a just best practice. So, looking into the help.sap.com and going to the right page, read it from here only, online. So, whatever these guys change or note change or anything, they will ensure that it is coming. I'm telling you, SAP is investing so much of money and time on this particular portal, this documentation. Okay, they have given to a third party. So you see the documentation now, how beautiful it is. So about this document, new features, naming conversions, required SAP notes, other things. So as for this course, you don't have to read all these things. But what I will tell you is, this section. So read this, at least these 4 sections, basic concepts. So technical details of the upgrade procedure, the DMO concept, standard sum versus sum with DMO. And what is the difference between normal sum? I mean, because you would have worked on the patching, right? So it is interesting to know how my current sum, what I'm using for the patching, is different from the sum with the DMO. Okay, conversion to SAP S/4HANA with the sum. What it will do. I mean, these are the basic concepts. Rest all are like planning, preparation, and when you are running the project, so then definitely you have to get into each of these sections. So they will explain you very nicely with screenshots and stuff, the DMO concept, and we will discuss. I mean, it's not that I'm not going to explain you, but I'm telling you, read it. So it hardly takes, I think, 1 or 2 hours for you to read it. So as and when the topics comes, relevant topics, I will explain it. There's no doubt. But please ensure that you at least read these 4 sections. So remaining things are like, same planning, what all aspects to be covered, database specific asset, preparation of the database, upgrading the database to certain level or setting the parameters and all these things, these things will come, but let's not worry about all these things. So only thing is the basic concept, you should be very much comfortable how this sum tool works and the concepts, because it is useful for you in your interviews or exams. Okay, good. So that's how, so this is in curriculum, guys. I'm not just put these slides into this one. This is in the ADM328 curriculum. I mean, if you look into this, our curriculum defined course content. Yeah, some manual preparation. So this is part of this ADM328. That's why I am stressing on these points, even though if you are aware or you get bored also. Okay, good. So then software logistics tools, SAP notes. So what notes you have to refer? So the same thing from this particular, where is this one? Yes, these are the notes, SAP note 3070403, and whatever your scenario, you please try to read that particular note, and if there are any specifics to be adapted, you take that. But this guide will have already all the informations and stuff. Okay, this is just in case of when using sum, refer this, when migrating, use this, when performing conversion, use the same thing, which I have put it over here. So now, so this is the central sum note, additional information of converting S4 and using. So contains information about conversion path, manual activities, DB specific SAP notes, application specific SAP notes. So general information. This is also part of the conversion guide. Okay. So these are all are covered over there, but it's just a central note. When you are this note is for 2.1 SP10, and if you open this note now, you may see SP12. Okay. So please ensure that you have a look into this particular note. And performing, this we discussed again. So yeah, this is what I am referring. Conversion to SAP S/4HANA using some guides. Okay. So here we have opened it in an HTML. So here, understanding basic concept, planning, what you have to do during the planning, and then preparation, what you have to, how you have to prepare. I know hardware requirements, checking. If you click on it, it will give you a clear picture of notes and information, everything, dir trans, because you copy these files in EPS directory, right? What will be the size minimum requirement? So this document or this one, who is responsible for to follow? I mean, is it functional developers or basis?
Basis.
Exactly. See, the first things what I've explained, right? The custom code checks and these readiness check or SA checks, just that you configure in the system. You put the, see what is your task as basis. Implement the SAP Notes in the system, our task, and then put that simplification DB and simplification items, whatever is needed in one development system, and ensure that it is at 752 version. That's it. Your job is done. And create those RFC connections if they ask you to do. That is it. So then they will run the custom code, or if they have some issues, you can also address them, all those pre-checks. So then the functional and developers will be working in parallelly, but in between, in 6 months before or 3 months before you are planning of your conversion, your complete focus should be on this particular guide. So planning to the preparation, you should prepare your cutover plan and have all these steps. And you also have to run this in a repetitive phases, not time saving. After each checkpoint, your developers fix the objects and all, then you tune the parameters, R3 parameters and all. You ensure that you run it multiple times and with the production copy. Okay. You take the production system copy to your backup. First thing is before they correct or do things, so tuning your parameters and analyzing how long it takes the downtime is the most important thing. Okay, that you should run 10 to 15 times you may have to run, I believe me, this sum tool with the DMO option in your preparation phase with various parameters and tuning, you may have to do 10 to 15 times, and then you will come to a conclusion that, okay, with these parameters, with this much, I can save this. After that, you go to your test system, your pre-production system with that configuration, and you freeze that configuration. Okay. So if there is anything minor to be tweaked, tweak it, but don't change it. I mean, because once you have finalized this, these are the things which you have tested on your production data. So that's it. You stick to it and you proceed with this. So that is why. So in that 10 to 15, you will refer all these steps, and you become, as you should know the end to end of what is exactly happening. Okay. Each section you have to go when you are running this particular sum tool. Okay, so this is what the documentation says, content, document history before you start. So you have to start with this. Okay, so this module, I mean, by now what we have understood, where to download this sum tool, what to follow, and which version of the sum we need to use. Anyway, maintenance planner will give us, and manual activities we have completed. Then what we do is next module materials. So day 5, sorry, module 6. So then we will do with the module 6 preparation, some preparation. Okay, for example, configuration and stuff, we will proceed. So, and what we have. So assessments, have you tried? Did you receive this assessment? Day 1 assessment, day 2 assessment, day 3? Hello, Q&A.
Yes, we received it.
Yes.
So yes, so we will walk through until day 5. I mean, today is Friday, so we will see at the end, if we have the time, we will go through the first 5 modules. So very few questions are there. We will walk through these questions, and so that you feel comfortable with that. So we'll take a quick break. I mean, what is the time now? 10:30. So 10:40 we will catch up, or 10:45. And then we will discuss about the sum preparation, and we will trigger the sum tool. We will try to trigger the sum tool today. Okay? Is that okay? So as and when each phase comes, then we will discuss about that phase and the details and stuff, so that we will be much interactive, and we keep monitoring that progress. Okay.
Thank you for attending the session. I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Also, feel free to ask your questions in the comment section below, and we will reply to them at the earliest.